Titanic.
Yay, Happy New Year. Cheers. Right? Listen up. So, you know who this guy is, right? Look at the headline. This publication talking about it. Well-known publication, right? Pay attention. Just give me about 2 minutes. Unless you've been literally living under a rock, you know that this is going down. This has been going down. Whole bunch of territories doing this. Whole bunch, right? This territory in particular, though, peep what I'm about to show you. Peep what I'm about to show you. They've been doing this, right? Look what we've been doing. Why would the moolah, all that moolah, hardworking moolah, go to another territory? Make this make sense. Hold up, I'm not done yet though. This right here is happening for a reason. This right here is happening for a reason. Because people are starting to get hip to what's going on. Okay? They're also putting out information like this so you can make yourself aware of the options. I've been talking about this for a long time, but you could just say everybody at this point, or most people. You could just say most people. The guys with the big moolah, the big pockets, just watch what they do. Watch the moves that they make. That's it. Don't overthink the stuff at all. Because there's a reason why they are doing what they're doing. I just showed you a whole list of things. Just gear up, educate, inform yourself, share. Because this definitely involves you. It definitely involves me. I know which way I'm heading. Hope you know yours.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle of the great millstone. And shout out to the brothers doing this thing in sincerity, in truth, and with charity. And, man. Boy, oh boy. So you see this guy. Let's see.
Most people about to miss this, but it doesn't have to be you. Y'all know who this guy is, right? Very successful.
Just in case you didn't get the point from the other video.
He knew that the future was upon us. He knew. So that was one of the first times I heard about Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you the 2 other times. And check the dates. This was the other time.
All right. And you can, see what he's about. The great wealth transfer.
Sheesh. It's a lot of O's. Y'all can do what y'all want. I know what I'm following.
All right, so, Lord, what I'm going to title this video.
If you scroll past this.
What was I just watching?
Yeah.
Title this video, Jake is going to fall for the Okee Dokee, man. They're going to fall for the Okee Dokee.
I've been.
Why some black Americans might miss out on a $68 trillion transfer of generational wealth. So what else is new, right? But here's the thing. You think, since when did America start caring about you?
Just give me about 2 minutes.
Since when does the Federal Reserve care about you? All this is the collapse of the American dollar.
Right?
The collapse of America. And the bringing in the mark of the beast. This transfer of wealth they speak of is not going to go how they think, man. This is the end of an empire we're witnessing. And we have the prophecies to say so. And these guys are stumbling. The light is out here. The prophets are out here. And these niggas are about to walk right into that trap to get chipped. All right? Because you see it. Hood niggas. Like hood Chicago niggas. Regular niggas are getting into NFTs and shit like that. Thinking that's the new wave. But end of the day, you're only being programmed for the next step, which is digital currency, which is the mark of the beast being put in you, man. So, What should I start, man? It's so much. First, let's start with the gold. Because let's talk about getting the gold and all this shit. That's not going to fucking matter, man. James 5. I'll get that then now. This is James. Yeah. This is James 5:1. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered. And, of course, you know, this proverbially, because what's the currency they use now? They don't use gold and silver anymore. They took away the gold and silver. Now it's a debt-based system. So the gold and silver being cankered is manifold, really. I never even thought about it. The first part, really, you know, not too deep into it. But the gold and silver is gone. That's one way it's cankered. But now the current money, all right, which gold and silver represents the money, their current currency is actually devaluing too, man. It's cankered over. It's no good. And the rest of them shall be a witness against you. They're rusted over. It's old. It's wasting away. The U.S. dollar, all right, being the power currency of the world, you know. All right, the world currency is through. And that's what them first clips in that video showed. All right, China dumping the dollar, the BRICS nations dumping the dollar. All right, it's getting rid of the bonds and shit they got. What does that mean? All that shit comes back to America. All right, that shit goes out of circulation at some point, and because it's not being used, what happens? That debt is increased, man. There's nobody no longer buying our debt. Our debt is just being compiled. All right, it's like blowing a balloon till it's ready to pop. All right, it's basic, and you gotta understand. And this is the simplest way to understand fiat currency. You know, this money shit that they had, this debt-based money. If I make a currency, I made it up. Boom. I give you one Benjamin, right? I tell you now you owe me 2 Benjamin. Where are you gonna get this second Benjamin from? I just made this up. How could you ever pay me back? Now compile that by 100 billion. Where are you gonna get an extra 100 billion from to give me? I made it up. You only have what I've given you, so now you in the endless cycle. All right? You're in an endless cycle of just raising debt till eventually it's too fucking high. And that's what time we are with it. And all the world's currencies is wrapped up. All the world economy is wrapped up. All the world trade is wrapped up in the U.S. dollar and the U.S. economy. So it don't just switch overnight. There's going to be a 0 point. What happened when the Federal Reserve got implemented? What was that, 1913? The year after that, there was a world war. If I'm not mistaken, 1913, Federal Reserve formed. All right. Then 1914, World War. Dominance has to be established. The order of the world has to be established. Let's keep reading. Shall be a witness against you and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. All right, that was the point. Yeah, it shall eat your flesh as were fire, and this goes into the war that's going to come. All right, and we follow the precepts to that. So let's get it. This Revelation 17, and the proof of it is, look at the BRIC nations making these power moves to get off the dollar, to get digital currency going, which of course that's going to be war, but that's the plan, to establish the next seat of power. All right? But it's not going to happen how they think. This Revelation 17, this is the Lord's plan here. This is the Lord's plan. This is Revelation 17. And 15. Now, let me start up some low key. This is Revelation 17, 12. All right, so of course we know it's the beast. All right, 10 horns, and there's a whore riding the beast. The whore is Babylon. The beast is Rome coming back. All right, and by Rome coming back, that would be what? The EU and NATO. Because how did Rome rule? Rome, like America, this one lonely place, and it ruled through its European allies. Rome was the powerhouse, the power seat. All right, but it ruled through its allies. The same countries now, different names. All right, France, Germany. All right, Spain, Luxembourg, different names back then. Vandals. All right, Franks, etc. Okay, same thing. And the proof is Revelation the 12th chapter. That dragon, that old serpent, all right, called the devil, is talking about the Roman army, plain as day. Revelation 12 is very plain. So we know who the beast who deadly wound was healed is. That's Rome coming back. Before America got back in power, we had a monarchy in the earth again. America got in power, the old Roman way was back, and that old Roman way is called what? Democracy. Look at the world; it's all democracy. They got presidents, prime ministers, senate houses, parliament and the senate house. You know, that's all the same. That's what made the fourth beast different in the book of Daniel. And First Maccabees, I believe, is the 8th chapter, maybe the 7th chapter, but the 8th chapter goes into it. That's what made Rome different. Okay? And then it talks about its allies and how it ruled. That's the EU/NATO. All right? That's the beast, the 10 horns. All right? The 7 heads. So, Revelation 17:12. And the 10 horns, which thou sawest, are 10 kings. And just because... let me try to find this precept in Daniel real quick, just to prove this point. Okay. So it may be the 7th chapter. Okay. Daniel 7:23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. So we know that the 4 beasts are talking about 4 kingdoms, right? Right here, it says, Daniel 7:17. These great beasts, which are 4 kings, which shall arise out of the earth. So sometimes it's talking about the actual kingdom, but it still say kings. Because there's only one ruler at a given time. All right? There's only one ruler of that specific kingdom at a given time. So sometimes it say kings, but it's representing the kingdom. You got to have the spirit of discernment. So we understand verse 12, and the 10 horns which I saw are 10 kings or 10 kingdoms. All right? Which is the EU, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So they don't rule on their own. They rule together as a unit. These are your allied nations. All right? Your NATO, your EU members are permanent members of NATO, and America is a permanent member of NATO. This is the whore riding the beast. America, which is Babylon, with its allies. Okay. These have one mind. And you know what? Look up the Treaty of Rome. See how it all started. It's called the Treaty of Rome. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. They work together. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And yes, there will be a physical war. Esau and his angels, his armies, Revelation 12, will fight against Yahweh Shai and his army, his angels. All right? That's going to be a literal war. That's why there's a Space Force now. All right? That's why it's important that most of these so-called satellites are aimed outward. They're weapons. Okay? But then you have Daniel 7:25. No. You know what? Let me just double check. Yeah. He shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall war the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. They should be given to his hand until a time and times and the value of time. They're warring with the Yahweh Shai right now. All right? That's why lies are pushed. Everything is against what's true and what's right. Everything is upside down and backwards. Because they're warring against the Most High. They're warring against the Son of God now. All right? In fact, let me grab. Because then it says, they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. They're also warring against, like we read in Daniel, the saints. This is how they're warring against the Most High. To get the saints to go off, to push their lies about the Most High, to hide his name from us, to hide his image from us, to make sure niggas follow the heaviest folly imaginable. To follow after Megan Thee Stallion and insert any rapper you want. Insert any so-called prolific black man, which 9 times out of 10 I guarantee he's going to be effeminate that you want. All right? And 10 times out of 10 he's going to be a coon. Including the most gangsters rapper, he's a coon. That's what Esau wants you to do. Why do you think Lil Wayne is a household name? Why is he on Sports Center? All right? Because that's the image they want to push of niggas. Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, against the Lord and against his anointed. Okay? Saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. So the war is already started. It's going to get physical. They're going to try to literally fight the Lord, but that war is already started. By taking down what's established and true by the Lord and setting up their lies. Right? So back in Revelation 17 and 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth. And understand, if they doing this, the Lord is also warned. He's playing chess. He set them up to be destroyed. There is one that ruleth to his own hurt. This is back in Revelation 17, 15. He said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So that means this whore influence, authority is across the globe. Who has military bases across the globe? Who has taught the world the Western mindset? And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh. And just to make it plain, the beast represents the system of Rome. All right? That's why this place is called Rome 2.0. So America is the head. America is that seat of Rome. Right? But just like Rome, because Rome is as little as, really, it's a little as country. It's his own thing. But you really want to look at it, it's as little as city. It's a little ass city in Italy. Had great position, and there's the prophecy, and it had allies, and that's how it reigned. Same thing with America. Great positioning, prophecy, and it has allies. All right, so that's the beast. America's the whore, and the 10 horns represent the other nations that it rules with, its other allies. Okay? These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So this time, just like Russia was allied at first with America, and then after the World War ended, they became enemies. It's gonna be another shift. When this power shift comes this time, America is the enemy. The world is pissed. You've got all their currencies wrapped up, all their economies wrapped up in your currency. And when you fucking fall, they're going to see an opportunity to attack. You've been pompous, proud to the earth. So ain't going to be no transfer of wealth that this nigga think. You niggas are falling for a big trap. You're not seeing that war is finna come. All right? And what does that mean? It's time to repent to escape. Because this is the Lord's doing. For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the one which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Who has the most influence over the earth? Who runs this bitch? America. All right? So there you have it. So, understanding that, Isaiah 13 and 2:1, right? The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. And that's the prophets out here, letting you know what's happening. All right, you got to visualize shaking their hand. That's you, somebody giving a message, a stern message. They going to be moving their hand back and forth like, hey, you got to do this, follow this, war's coming, get your ass together, etc., right? The noise of a multitude of the mountains like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustered the host of the battle. So this is the Lord's doing. Did I skip verse 3? I'm going to read this over because I feel like I skipped 3. If I read it, I'm going to read it again. The flesh just be weird. I have commanded my sanctified ones, have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude of the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. This is the Lord's doing. It's prophesied that this place goes down with this great last war, the third woe, this World War III. That's the Lord's determination. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So the Lord is finna have this one great war, gather these motherfuckers up, and then come interrupt the show. Lay them all to rest at once. Back in Isaiah 13 and 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. And what is on the earth right now that can cause utter destruction? Nuclear missiles. So this ain't going to be like the wars of old, man. It's just not. Utter destruction is coming. And primarily it's coming to America. All right? Because America is the common enemy of the world. So the world is going to drop those nuclear missiles on their ass, man. And it's prophecy. The Valley of Jehoshaphat is in the so-called... You know what? The Valley of Jehoshaphat is in the western part of Asia. Let me make sure I say it right. I got to start getting the habit of saying that. We're going to start avoiding that Middle East phrase more and more. All right? That's an oppressive ass phrase. All right? For capitalism, That was for trade. All right? Even calling it Western Asia is oppressive because that's not what the continent is called. All right? But whatever. The western part of Asia, right? That's the Valley of Jehoshaphat. And the so-called, Middle East, which the land of Israel, Syria, Arabia, parts of Arabia. The Lord, Lord knows how vast it's gonna be, but that's the area. Okay. But also, that's where the Lord will interrupt and come do his thing. But there's gonna be nukes let off and missiles pointed at America that these nations are gonna shoot. How ye for the day of Yahweh is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. So this is the plan, right? So he said, pick your way, I'm gonna pick my way. Well, no, if you're watching what's really happening, the wise thing to do is to return and repent and serve the Lord. All right? Well, the scriptures say, hereby knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. Now's the time to repent. Oh, they fixed it. Ezekiel 21. 8. Again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. He hath given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. All right. So what spirit should we be in? The spirit of repentance. All right. Not trying to figure out what we're going to do next in this kingdom that's going down. Following after this shit is over with, man. All right. Now I'm going to jump to Isaiah 13. I thought, I probably overlooked it, but I'm going to do a little cheat. I looked right at it, then missed it. Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Please tell me I got the mic on. Okay. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So this transfer of wealth, get these gold bars, and make your investment into get this digital currency. Not saying, is going off to get the gold or get the digital currency. All right. The point is, this shit is collapsing. And these people are trusting in this shit. And when that digital currency gets mandated, it's going to, right after that is the mark of the beast, probably simultaneously. Too much freedom in Bitcoin. They ain't trying to have you thinking you can just do what the hell you want to do. No, they want to tax your ass. They want to rule over you. And ultimately, this is Satan's last time to, Nino Brown some shit. He ain't going down alone. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. So this is the end that's coming. All right. Russia, who resides in the lands of the Medes. So the modern day Medes will be Russia right here. They're about to fuck some shit up, man. All right? Plain and simple. So our focus is to be on the kingdom. Our focus is to be on repenting to escape these things. All right? I know where I'm going. Look, follow the man. Fuck that gold, man. You gonna melt with that fucking gold. This is Jeremiah 51. And this is our deliverance. This is Jeremiah 51 and 3 and 2. Well, right? Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, that nuclear blast, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. All right, so those nukes are going to be extra hot. If you got a fire and you fan it, you increase the fire. If this destroying wind is coming and it's being increased, it's going to be extra destruction, man. For in the day of trouble, they should be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. And who has dropped the most bombs ever? Who has actually dropped nuclear bombs, aka atomic bombs? All right? So we know who's the archer. I mean, it's like we know who's been bending his bow. We know who's been doing that. Now it's time for y'all to bend your bow. Let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigandine, and spared not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they are thrust through in her streets. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquities, for her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So now is the time to flee the shadow of this world. We got to get out the Babylonian mindset. This don't mean physically leave America, man. All right? Salvation is happening here in America. Come up hither. The Lord is about to literally redeem us out this place in miraculous fashion, man. All right? A true first-class VIP flight. Micah 4 said we should be delivered from Babylon. This is talking about leaving the mindset, leaving the shadow of Babylon. We can't be under their covering. We gotta be under the covering of the Lord, man. All right. Just as how should I say he's the way. All right. It says that we're on the path. All right, the path of the just. Are we literally out here? Is that really a literal road that we walking on? No, we're taking that journey out of this place spiritually, man. The truth shall make you free. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken with the golden cup. All right. Which represents the wealth of this place, and it got all the world drunk. They was blinded by the so-called opportunities to not be third world countries, and they drunk American philosophies, man. All right, and we know the scriptures tell you that that wine represents philosophies, man. It says they are drunken but not with wine, they stagger but not with strong drink. So they push their way of life to the world, right? The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Half of her take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. So that's the time period we're in. We're watching these nations forsake Babylon. They could have put balm on her. All right, which balm is medicine, but it also represents currency. salt, spices, medicine. That was all currency. Because, if you bartering, that's currency. In fact, I believe it is vague to say that in the definition. It's merchandise. All right? That's a resource. So they're no longer giving their resources to America. All right? They're no longer throwing their hat in the American pool. What verse is that? Verse 9, Jeremiah 51:9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone to his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. To help understand that merchandise bit, look up the price of saffron. If you have the merchandise of saffron, you are a very rich man. Like if you strike oil in your backyard, you have the merchandise of oil, but that oil is converted into riches because it's something highly desired. All right. But yeah, we seeing these countries worry about themselves now, make their own alliances like the BRICS nations. All right. We're seeing countries that once bought American debt. All right. Big purchases like Japan, number one, to fall back on it. Hey, they already starting to switch off the ACH Swift transfer system, which basically allows for America to get its cut off top. Whatever deal these countries will make independently. If Japan made a deal with South Africa, when they use the Swift system, that's your bank transfer system, America still got a cut. These countries are making their trades and converting their money into US dollars to make their trades. Then they can convert it back if they wanted to in their own currency when they got their shit. America was getting this cut. But the nations are sick of that shit. This is Habakkuk 2. I'll get to the point. 6. Should not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long is him that ladeth himself with thick clay? This Hebrew word for thick clay is the word ibatiat, which means heavy debt. And they put the world into heavy debt based on fiat currency. The dollar, the yuan, the won, the yen, whatever currency you can think of, is all debt based, man. It all got to be paid back. All right? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So, nigga, you're looking at the wrong part of the picture. You gotta look at the whole thing. The collapse of the dollar means the weakness of America is fully shown. They're already seeing the folly of democracy after this shit show with Biden getting elected, and apparently nobody's into it. They got mad and is looking into Trump because supposedly he went to investigate a politician to make sure he was legit. That's the rumor, essentially, to sum it up. The world is saying that this democracy shit is bullshit, which means that's the end of the beast, because that's what make the beast. It's over with. Isaiah 14 and 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. This place is going down. This golden city. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. And keep in mind, because we may not go all the way down to that part, keep in mind, when you read through this Isaiah 14 and you finally get to Lucifer, the subject matter did not change. It's still talking about the ruler of these nations. It's still talking about Babylon, a.k.a. America. All right? A.k.a. the elites that really run America. All right? The Chaldeans, the wise men. Which we know who control. If you control the money, you can. What's the saying? I care not who make the laws, but who controls the money, something like that. Hello? The whole earth is at rest, and it's quiet. They break forth into singing. So the world is fed up with you, from the trees to the bees, man. Everything is fed up with the current regime. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chiefest of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. World War III is coming. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? The rest of them shall be a witness against thee, and shall eat thy flesh as with fire. So the US dollar rusting over is the proof that we're at the end of this bitch. And these nations are saying, art thou become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. America been partying in USA, and the Jay-Z song was on. Hey, that spirit is gone. And the world is watching that. The world is seeing this generation get on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and complain about not being able to get the American dream anymore. It's not even a portion of it. Not even the ability to buy your home. The world is seeing more and more people. I forget the phrase for it, but that they live in they cars and their trucks. They live in the Walmart parking lot for a week. They shower at the Planet Fitness. They giving tips on this already. The world is seeing the video footage of San Francisco be overrun with homelessness. These tent cities popping up across the country. The world is seeing the different protests, saying how you got all these billions for these immigrants, but not taking care of your own citizens who are in heavy debt and struggling. The world is seeing the decay of this place called America. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. The world is seeing you die. How art thou fallen from heaven? Your kingdom went from being exalted to heaven and is crashing down. O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation? So the subject did not change. Babylon is through. The dollar is through. World War III is inevitable. So you can take what they're going to offer you and be tricked by, oh, this is a great transfer of wealth. You can take that, right? But that's your doom. Isaiah 33. Nope. Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Revelation 11:7. Revelation 11:7. Revelation 11:8. This is spiritual Egypt, the place we got taken to on slave ship, Deuteronomy 28:68. Egypt means Egypt represents the house of bondage. It means double straights, which is just another way of saying bondage, essentially. Slavery. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because there are many. And in horsemen because they are very strong. So you niggas, y'all don't see America falling. Y'all seen how this army has been top dog for the longest. All right? Everybody got a fucking car in America. Every fucking body. That's what a horse, that's the modern day horse, which represents power. That's why they talk, bitches are into power. That's why it's a big thing to a bitch that is somebody that you have a car. Because that represents power. It's a modern day horse. But y'all trust in this place because y'all used to that. Y'all used to the living deliciously in America. So you trust in this bitch. But they look not into the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. And that's the path you should be taking, seeking Yahweh. Yet he also was wise and would bring evil and would not call back his words. These things we read about will happen. But will rise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. So what they plan on becoming next, the transition to digital currency, the Lord is against that help. In fact, he's so against it, when it becomes the mandatory thing to get this put in you, he calls that the mark of the beast. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and the horse is flesh and not spirit, so it's man-made. Because the actual horse has a spirit in it. These things are man-made. All right? When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. So you think that's the answer? You think that you finna miss out on $68 billion generational wealth if you don't take this digital currency? You don't make this transition. You think that. You go after the help they telling you was this big good thing for you. And you watch how you fail with this place. Now's the time to repent and get right with the Lord, man. This is 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. That's why that guy don't see it. Only the elect can see this, man. In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nuclear destruction. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then, and this doesn't mean the actual whole earth, it means the land. And the particular land it's talking about is America and the so-called Middle East, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, and whatever other pockets they get hit with these missiles, man, the Lord knows. But the mainland is America. That's where nukes will hit, and the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which Jehoshaphat is Yahweh Shaphat, means Yahweh judgment. Saying then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So this is what we're supposed to be on, man. This the path we're supposed to be taking. Looking for and hastening to the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. So that's what we're supposed to be on, man. Not trying to go to Esau to fix our generational wealth problem, man. It's not going to happen, bro. This is not your rest. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the Great Millstone. And salutation for us doing this thing in sincerity, in truth, and with charity. Shalom, Baba Bar.